Hi, it's Sunday, and I'm in one of my very favorite places, a hot springs in the Sierra Mountains. I'm going to just give you a little view of some of what I'm looking at right now. A very peaceful place, and as you can see, my hair is still wet because I just got out of a hot spring. So this is the video where I'm going to give you some practical tips for dialing down your anxiety on the go. These are things that are easy to do in a few minutes and will really make a difference for you, especially if you do them consistently throughout your day. So the main tip is, and I'm in a very appropriate place to tell you it, is to remember your connection with the rest of nature. And one really simple way to do that is to breathe deeply instead of shallowly. Most of us breathe using about a third of our lungs, and that also means that we breathe fast. So what that signals to our body is, in a natural setting, where we would be breathing fast is when we would be running away from something. So it's a signal to our body to be hypervigilant and anxious if we breathe fast. There is a very easy way to make sure that you breathe deeply. That is to breathe to your nose, and for the first few times put your hand on your belly, because your belly should go out when you breathe in. So that's something you can do in about 2 seconds, or maybe a little longer because it should be a slower breath, but a few seconds anyway. And if you do a few of those, you might be really surprised at how your state changes. Other things that are really great to do, I am a big fan of walking barefoot on living ground, by which I mean ground that isn't paved or has some kind of, thing laid over it. And that living ground doesn't have to be super beautiful like where I am. It can be that scruffy patch of lawn that you have, or that courtyard in your office building if you feel comfortable doing that. It can be anywhere. It's one of the ways that we naturally connect with the rest of nature. And if you're feeling like sort of your thoughts are going around and around like a squirrel wheel, that is a really excellent way to get clarity and feel solid in yourself again. Also true for if your feelings are running around on you. Another way to do that is to either sit and lean against a tree or stand and lean against a tree, depending on what you're comfortable with. And again, you don't have to do these things for very long. Even 3 to 5 minutes will be really helpful. If you can stretch it as long as 10 and 15, you'll really notice a difference. But check in before you do them, and then check in afterwards, and see what you notice as far as a difference in your emotions, in your thoughts, and in the way you feel in your body. Another way that you can do this really easily is to just fully admire a plant, a leaf on the tree outside your building, or a house plant that you have, or go to a park, or if you have a yard or a woods like I do, go out there and look at one thing for 3 to 5 minutes and really look at it, really be with it, really take in its presence and existence. Don't just think about your to-do list while you're doing this. That's the hard part. But it will reward you with a sense of clarity and groundedness. And that's really worth having, I think. You can do the same thing with animals, including your pet cat or dog. Just spend 3 to 5 minutes, or 10 to 15. I'm sure they would love it if you spent more. Well, cats, of course, it depends on what the cat feels, but if you spend that amount of time really focusing on being with them, you will come out of that different, because animals, unlike us, never forgot that they are part of nature, and they'll connect us automatically. You can watch a squirrel run up a tree, watch a bird outside your window. There are actually lots of opportunities. There's even the insect world, which I'm just starting to get to know. But all of these things will connect us with nature. And if, by chance, you have absolutely no access to any of these things that I'm talking about, I know that you have access to the internet because you're watching this video. And there are lots of free nature videos online that you can watch and tune into, and some of them are really beautiful. I do think that physical connection is the most effective, but if you're just too tired and you don't want to do another task that you feel will make you better or anything like that, then just watch a gorgeous video and cruise with that. I hope these tips will be helpful to you. They're helpful to me every day, and I know that they work. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video in this series, Healing Anxiety, where I'll be talking a little about some of the things that are less known about how to reduce anxiety.